Also the increase in terrorism overall that's coming from organizations like the TTP. What is your overall opinion about the steps that we have taken to curb this terrorism, and what do you foresee are likely in the next perhaps couple of weeks or so?
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Thank you, Maruk. Very important, and I think the timings of your program is also very important, that we must discuss this subject threadbare, because the threat is real and perhaps it is going to stay for some time, some more time. I mean, it has been on for a long time now, but perhaps it will stay for some more time, till such time Afghanistan gets settled, Taliban government is recognized, and they start to function as normal state, as states do. Only then perhaps they will be able to control these elements which take easy refuge in Afghanistan and plan their attacks inside Pakistan, especially on critical infrastructure and sensitive installations. So in my view, it's a long drawn war.
Okay.
It has already been long. I mean, there is no doubt about it. We did control it in the mid of 20s, but I think we need to go further after them, because these attacks are not stopping any time. Actually, they are hurting us now, and with the election season coming, I see there could be resurgence in these activities, and God forbid, they might carry out attacks on peoples during the public rallies and try and target some political leadership alongside critical installations. Therefore, a Tom West visit was very significant, and the most important thing on our part was to convince them that we have a threat.
Which they've acknowledged.
Which this time they have acknowledged, because earlier they were calling for do more, do this, then we understand. But
so
this
you
time,
think it's a significant development?
Definitely. It's a very significant development, and it will go perhaps some down the line, because US also visiting the US. So it is going to be back-to-back consultations. And I see some tangible support from the US in this connection, because we need it badly and we need it now.
I think perhaps is in process or is in order as far as our policy vis-a-vis Afghanistan is concerned.
Unfortunately, I would not agree with these terminologies like hard power or soft power or rethinking or these things. Interstate relations are not done on short-term basis or 24/7 basis. If you want to have good, productive engagement with Afghanistan, you have to deal with Taliban. They are in power. They are a force to reckon with. They fought with the United States, the world's best military of warfare history, and they had to leave in a haste after 20 years and handed over the power to the same people who were ousted 20 years ago. So we must recognize Taliban as a reality. We have been working with Taliban. We have been, sole supporter of Taliban at one time in history. And we need to make them understand that now that they are back, we need to have productive engagement. We should deal Afghanistan as any other state, and not a special state, and develop medium to long term relationship with them. The China has already recognized them. Chinese embassy is already there. We are strategic partners of China. We can use their leverage. We can use our own leverage with Taliban. We have had a long standing relationship with Taliban itself.
We talk about China, yes, we are a long time ally of China, but our socio-political, even regional ties with Afghanistan are perhaps more complicated, no?
No, they always complicated. Interstate relations with the neighbor is always complicated. That does not mean that the diplomacy cannot handle it. Okay? My view is that let our interim foreign minister, Jalil Abbas Jilani, handle it. Okay? And you will see the result in the coming months. But I do not agree that we should deal with them 24/7 basis, or we should deal with them as a hard power or something. It will not work with
But we have to come down, clamp down on this terrorism.
That is not against Afghan government, but the TTP.
Against the TTP.
There is a difference
There
is a difference between dealing interstate relations and dealing with the rogue elements.
But are they? But the question is, are they effectively dealing with those rogue elements?
They will do that if we directly deal with the government.
Right, fair enough. Let me come back to you on that. Do you think it's about kinetic operations? We of course, have in the past, but will it boil down to that, in your opinion?
In fact, I have a problem with the terminologies that we are using. Why do we say Taliban government?
Okay.
It is Afghan government.
Okay.
Afghan government, Taliban administration. Okay?
Fair enough.
Number one. Number two, we are to go after the non-state actors and the terrorists, not the government.
No, of course not. I'm saying that with our policy with regard to...
I'm coming to that. Policy is very prudent. Alhamdulillah, our security forces know their job. They have been doing it before also. Our foreign office knows how to handle it. Let them do it, inshallah ta'ala it will be done. But my point is that we should plug the gaps which are there inside. We must recognize the enemy within, because these attacks cannot happen without an insider support. They do not start walking from Kabul with the bombs on their body and enter the
But
border.
we have continued and are continuing intelligence-based operations.
That is what is required. That is what is required.
Okay.
But deal with the Afghan government,
Okay.
government level, as a responsible.
So you
government.
think it's a capacity issue for the Afghan government?
Of course. How do you expect a state which is at war for last 45 years to start working as a civilized environment within 2 years of independence? No, it's not possible. And it will not happen. If you want to continue like this, we can continue.